All right, today is the first demo time. I managed to make a lot of progress on the UI. There's still some open things we need to do. For example, all the registration path is not done yet and the landing page. So that's going to be the focus after this MVP is working, to get the landing page with the registration flow and get to this part basically. So what have I done? I managed to set up the login. I think new user, and I already created this account. So there's, again, like a recap, there's an account owning the flags and there's a user tied to the account. So an account can have multiple users. Yes, the password is not very secure. Thank you. The button changes color. And yeah, what we can then do is go to our flags page. We can create a flag. Let's call it test flag, and let's have this flag for testing and demo. And we set the default value to false. So that is working. We see that the flags are listed here. I want to add like a remove, like a delete and edit button here sometime down the line, but that's not for now. Same as for the targets. We can create targets. Target 1. This would be like an account UID or fancy customer. And then we have like name and description. And with these two values, we can then create a target flag. For example, what was the flag name? Test flag, I guess. And our customer name was, I should have paid attention. Target 1, I think. Let's see. Created successfully. So this is value false. So that does not make sense at all, because the default value is false and this is our customer. But yeah, let's create a new target. Create target -2. And no description there, and then we can create a flag, test flag and target -2, and we set this to true. And this is wrong, so we just discovered a bug. But yeah, overall this is the first iteration of the UI. As you can see, its colors are not matching yet. These still have no function, as I mentioned before. But I have tied it to the backend to some degree already. And yeah, I'm quite happy. I need to figure out a lot of stuff. I'm using Chakra UI, as I mentioned before. And I need to figure out how to change the colors of like these properties. This doesn't look great, and I need to put some time and effort into making the UI a little bit cleaner. But functionality wise, it's making a great bit of progress, I would say. My goal is to finish the functionality first and then change on the design. My idea is also to have like best practice that I have like a centralized style. I think it's theme.tsx, what it's called in Chakra, and then changing those parameters around and thereby changing the UI in general. All right, let's have a quick look at the product roadmap. I ditched the week by week approach and just keep track of like backend and the overall projects, I would say. I started moving the Postman collection into like a curl wiki because in Greece the Wi-Fi wasn't very stable and Postman is somewhat depending on Wi-Fi or on internet connection just for the sign up and stuff. But yeah, basically just started writing down the curls. And yeah, then this task I just added, fixing the Boolean representation on the pages, and on the admin UI I'm just adding tasks as I see them. Next things, I want to get the UI working completely functionally. So login, creation, like registration flow. I'm not sure about the registration because I think user registration, yes. Account registration, no. So in the alpha beta testing phase, I can own and create, or not own, but create the accounts, provide them to the users, and they can then create their users, if that makes sense. And yeah, design is next, and then afterwards it's SDKs and CLI tools. But to be honest, this week is mostly just cleaning up what I did last week, because I was just in like doing and not overthinking stuff. So I'm going to add the front end to wiki to Git and stuff like that, and just like maintenance overall. And yeah, so I think we're doing good progress. You saw the first demo. If you have any suggestions at this point, please feel free to share them. If you have any questions, reach out. And if you want to test already, I am sorry to tell you it's nowhere hosted yet. It's all local at this point. So you have to be patient a bit more. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll keep you posted next week. Bye.